Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it all comes down to this. We started out with 12 teams vying for a spot in the college football playoff national championship game. Now we are down to the Fantastic Four, the final four teams. In the next 2 days, will compete for a spot in the national championship game, where only one team will be crowned national champions in college football for the FBS. Will it be Notre Dame, Penn State, Texas, or Ohio State? Like I said, in the next 2 days, we will determine that information. But first, let's go through each matchup and see how each team got to this point. Let's begin with the Friday matchup semifinal game between Penn State and Notre Dame. Now, for Notre Dame, they play as an FBS independent. They're not even in a conference, but they're here at this point. It's not their first rodeo either. They've made it to a semifinal game. But in this road, they defeated Indiana in the first round. Then they defeated Georgia in the quarterfinal matchup. And I'm sure for Texas Longhorns fans, they are very happy about that because they don't have to deal with the Georgia Bulldogs anymore this season. But it's going to be an interesting matchup as they play Penn State, who play in the Big Ten, one of two Big Ten schools. They defeated SMU in the first round, and then in the quarterfinals, they defeated Boise State, who are probably one of the better teams next to Oregon this season. But this is going to be a fun matchup. Picking's going to be difficult. This is the Orange Bowl, by the way. The semifinal matchup is going to be played in the Orange Bowl. Ooh, I would like to see Penn State win it. I know they're not the de facto home team. There's no home, field advantage in this matchup. It is a neutral site. I like Penn State though. Big Ten school going up against an FBS independent. Big Ten schools know how to play football. They're really hard nosed teams. And I think that's where Penn State's going to win it. Then we move on to our next matchup, the Friday game. The Friday game is going to be part of the Cotton Bowl in Arlington, Texas, home to the Dallas Cowboys. It is the Ohio State Buckeyes taking on the Texas Longhorns. In this matchup, it's going to be one-sided, but both teams play hard. You got Ohio State Buckeyes, who are part of the Big Ten. They're the inaugural CFP champions for the college football playoff. They defeated Tennessee in the first round. Then in the quarterfinals, defeated number 1 Oregon. As for the Texas Longhorns, this is their first year in the SEC after longtime members of the Big 12. They defeated Clemson in the first round, and in double overtime defeated the Arizona State Sun Devils in the quarterfinal round in double overtime. Probably not the best result for the Longhorns, but hey, you got the win. If they start quick, I can see Texas winning. But Ohio State is, they got their head coach that is there to make big victories. And I'm thinking that they're not going to get this one. I'm thinking Texas goes on to their first national championship game in the college football playoff era. This is going to be a fun matchup. Both these games are at 6:30 Central Time. The game's on Friday. The Notre Dame Penn State is on Thursday. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, that is the preview for this weekend's matchups. Enjoy the festivities. Enjoy the football.